great to see everyone tonight. I'm so excited to be here, and I want to tell you all, I want to thank all of you for the work you've done for so many years to help keep the Republican Party strong. Thank you all, because we couldn't do it, people standing up here running for office, couldn't do it without you. I echo all the words that have been said here tonight about putting up signs, about knocking on doors, about grassroots activity. That's the way elections are won, about gathering petitions. We couldn't do any of that without all of you. We stand on your shoulders. There's no way we can do it alone, as was mentioned tonight. And so I know a lot of you have been through the lean years. There's some people that I've seen. I know, Gene, you've been through some lean years. I know that. I know, Susie, we've talked about it. We've been through some lean years. We're getting into a great cycle. In 2010, this is going to be a historic election. And 15, 20 years from now, our kids are going to say, where were you in the election of 2010? What did you do to help the Republican tide? We are going to make history in this election. And you know what we're going to do? With a 1-2 punch with John Gomez, and in the 1st Congressional District, we're going to knock out Steve Israel, and we're going to knock out Tim Bishop, and we're going to restore the Republican, which is we have to encourage job creation and job growth in Suffolk County. I knock on doors every day. I talk to people every day, and I get 2 types of responses. One is, I hope I get the chance to vote for you, because if things don't go right, I'm going to move away. I'm going to have to move to North Carolina. I'm going to have to move to Florida. I get that so much. The other thing I get from people who are a little older, who maybe retired, they say, I hope that my kids have the chance to vote for you because my kids are moving away. That's the biggest concern I have. People are concerned about their jobs. People are concerned about their neighbors' jobs because those jobs are moving away. And my family's been on Long Island for over 130 years. We've had a home in West Hampton Beach. And we've seen the great business culture that we've had in Long Island. We can be proud that the lunar module was built in Long Island, was built in Suffolk County. That's a great history of ours. I want to bring that history back. And you know what? John hit on it. We need to cut taxes and get the government off of our back to bring back that culture, that business culture to Long Island. That's what Washington has to do, get off the individual's back. But there's something else that we can do. There's something that I want to do. I want to be an ambassador for Suffolk County. I will be, and John will be, some of the only people that will go out purely to represent outside of the district your interests. And I think a big part of your interest is talking to businesses and telling them about the great workforce we have in Long Island, about the great business culture we have on Long Island, about the great educational system we have on Long Island. We know we can do incredible things with those resources. We need leaders who can convince businesses to relocate to Long Island. And when they decide they want to relocate here, then leaders who will go to local political leaders and say, to make this work, we need to cut property taxes. We need to reduce regulations. We need to create a business environment that is conducive to creating jobs. That's what we can do, going out and convincing businesses to relocate, coming up with good ideas to use our assets to create technologies of the future. We will work with the universities to create technologies of the future, whether that's green technologies or some new technology, and bring that right here to Long Island using the assets we have. Those are the ideas that we can bring to the table. That's the leadership we can provide. And I think when I look at the representation that Eastern Long Island and Suffolk County have had, that's one of the things that I find most disappointing, that we haven't had leadership. And speaking about Tim Bishop's record, he's voted with Nancy Pelosi 97% of the time. 97%. Actually, I think it went up to 98. Voting with her more recently. More recently. So I don't know where his head's at. But to have someone who is not providing that leadership, I think is a disservice to people on Long Island. Someone who votes a straight party line. Someone who's a backbencher in Washington, D.C. Suffolk County has an extraordinary history of representation, going back to Congressman Carney from the 1st Congressional District. I want to bring that back again. I want to be a voice for strong conservative values. I want to stand up for small business. Together, we'll turn Long Island red, turn Congress back to the Republicans, take back Congress, and take back our country. And with your help, we will do it.